G'day folks, Parkera here and welcome back to another edition of How To. This should be part 2 in the last really couple episodes of the How To series. So in the last episode, part 1, we covered the basics again. We just went into ploughing, which was a new thing we introduced, and then we just did what we had done in previous episodes, which was roll in the stones. Today what we're going to do is try and get 3 birds done. We're going to plant some seeds here, and we are planting wheat. We're going to then roll in for the seed bed, and then we're going to put on some more fertilizer, and that should get us ready for this next state. So let's get, without further ado. So we've covered seeding not too long ago, so it should hopefully still be familiar with you. So we're going to press V now to lower the seeder here. I'm going to press B, X to fold it, and then B to turn her on, and we're going to just blast through here. And you can see again there we have a texture change behind us of where we have seeded our crops. And again, lower right, just to the left of the speedometer there, we are seeding wheat. Now this seeder, again, this is the basic starting seeder that you might get, but it's what we have been given in this map anyway, Elm Creek, when we started. So that's what we're going with today, folks. So there's only a very slight texture there, you may be able to just see it there. And I'm just going to reverse up a little bit, about there. I think we should be fine. Put it down again, and then we'll head on our way. Again, remember, we're not using any mods, we're not using any GPS, so a lot of this is just going to go by sight as best as you can. So we do need a kind of alignment's not exactly 100% here, but I am farming, so that's probably why. So yep, just up and down the road, you can see here we are seeding. We've got 86% left, and you can check that we are going down here nicely down. So we can go down to the very end of the row there anyway without having to concern ourselves too much. And I'm just going to make it a little bit easier, I guess, for myself here. I'm going to lower her down here, and we're going to just start up here as well and just kind of go round and round a bit. Yeah, like I said before, you can do these fields any way you like, really. It's a game that you can play your way, your style. You know, you don't have to get bogged down by the realities of it, which is good. But there's also the functionality, if you want to, by not even having mods, but just in general, even the basic default, you can just take the realism up if you want to as well. So you've got so many options there for you. It's really good to, you know, to have anyway. So what I'm going to do, as always, I am going to skip ahead, and so, you know, we've seen this before, but I'm going to actually keep it here with you so you can see what we're doing, but I'm just going to speed it up and chuck in some music for you. Hopefully that's not too bad. Let's get on to it. See you when we're getting to the end.
Silence fades into the night. Coyotes sing at the moonlight. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Feel the wind touch our face. Let's take a spin to a foreign place. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape, let's escape. Let's escape. roll until the sunrise. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Wave goodbye to your city life, and say hello to the desert sky. These open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape to a world we don't know. Escape into the great unknown. Escape, let's escape. Let's escape.
Okay folks, so we are coming back onto our last row here. There's a little bit that we need to cover off down to our right a little bit, and we did miss some stones, but we'll leave those anyway. That should be fine. And I just want to go through, and especially down this end, and just do a hidden run, just because we have left some gaps because of just the way we've been going here anyway. So again, pressing V to raise it up. Now throughout this whole process I have left the seeder on. I don't turn it off. It's just a matter of, you know, keeping it raised really. We should be okay. No traffic coming. Okay, now press V down here, and I'm just going to run the row. That'll just take care of any little patches that we should have, including this one here. Should be good. Just want to make sure we run that there as well. Now I do believe there was a little patch. I'm going to bring up the PDA just to double check that. So again, PDA, or you know, escape menu, and we can just scrolling in here with our mouse, and we go through our filters here. You can see we've got first growth stage there as well, which is good. And we just want to double check and we haven't really missed any takeaway that needs rolling, because that's what we need to do. No, we're actually good. I managed to cover it all. We've got that little speck there of stones, but we're going to do some rolling now and we'll be right. So I'm going to turn that off. So again, you can press tab to get to the other vehicles. So we're going to do that just in this instance here. Turning the engine on, it's mapped with my wheel, but generally enter. So we've got the Massey all ready to rock and roll. Excuse me. So we are going to roll again as we did in the episode regarding seeding and rolling. That should do me. Okay, so we're going to X. Again, unfolding the roller here. So again, we're going to be creating a seed bed. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're just going to press. And then we're going to V to lower. And then we get on, which should be good here. Yeah. Get on that trail. A little overlap at the edge, but that's good, just to make sure of it as well. And we're just going to do what we did earlier when we removed the stones. Now, that little patch of stones that we kind of missed, somehow they should get rolled under, unless they are medium. No, they've been rolled under. Lovely jubbly. And I'm going to follow this as well. And we're just going to come up this way, and we're going to do it in this. Like again, doesn't matter, right? You got to, just as long as you cover the areas, it doesn't matter how you do it. So that's the fun in game. That's the fun of games, right? You can play them how you like to play them, and the style and the manner you wish to do it. I never profess to be an expert or profesh, but just I think you know, I've got a good standing here anyway. So we'll just keep going. I'm just going to keep rolling. I'm going to really do what I do. I'm going to just get to the edge there with these rollers. I can do a tight turn, and we generally are back on track then. We may be able to. Now, we won't be able to quite do it right. I'm just going to, I like to have a slight overlap just so I don't make it, you know, mess it up. Now, of course, with GPS mods and things, you can install those on your tractor and work with GPS, and it makes this job a heck of a lot easier because it just lines it up for you, takes control like a GPS would in real life, and just basically auto drives. So again, I'm just going to get to the end here. We just got a little patch we need to fix up. Just roll that through there. And we'll just go straight ahead because it's right in front of us here. So rolling, this roller is a good roller. It's the basic roller really. Don't, again, refer back to the episode on rolling, and hopefully throughout this video here and also the previous episode I will have a little key parts pop out that will take you to the series or the episodes again that we are dealing with here. So I'm just going to go to the very edge and good to go. Not the best, but you know, with the magic of no mods, I can press Q, get close enough, and Bob's your uncle, Mary's your mother, we're good to go. Okay, and we can start down this way today, and we will. We've got a big width on this fertilizer spreader, so again, we can just go through. We'll get close enough, and we'll press V to turn it on. Lower, I'm actually going to raise it here and press B to turn it on, and let's go. Nice and simple. Does most of the field. Will be done in 2 stroops. And this again, this is a very early fertilizer spreader that you can use, or spreader, and it gets the job done for you. It's pretty good working with for what it is. Yep, got it all nicely done. Turn here. We'll get a little bit on the other field, which is fine because it needs that second dose. And B, done. Turn it off. Let's have a look again at the fields. Now you can see here. So as far as I zoomed in, we have a field that has got now this first dose of fertilizer, just like 46. You'll see this darker blue, which is where you may not have noticed in the just earlier we had already a slight little bit of overlap of fertilizer on this field from when we did 46. So you'll see now it's a darker red, blue. So that means it's had the second dose, yeah. But that's all good and dandy. Nothing. It's not going to hurt. We do need to do a second dose on both fields, but we need advanced time. We need to get some more growth done in that situation anyway. Excuse me. I'll just park up the Massey here and we should be good to go. Alright folks, I am going to leave you and love you here for now. We will be fast forwarding time and coming back to the state when we can fertilize both fields for a second go. So we'll probably be advanced a couple of months in game time, but until then we'll see you shortly. G'day folks, Pakira here and welcome back to How To. So we've skipped ahead to the beginning of March. So we've skipped through autumn, end of autumn, all the way through winter to March now. And you'll notice that the crops here, this is the wheat. You can see it's a lot bigger, a lot taller than it was, and so is our canola. So they're kind of into like almost their second phase of growth, all right? So we can then basically put on a second dose of fertilizer. Now, the reason we're going to put a second dose on is because we had to put a first dose on after planting. We didn't have one that was automatically done for us. We needed to do at least 2 doses of fertilizer to get the best yield out of these crops. Now the fertilizer can be anything. It can be liquid, solid, manure, anything. Okay. General rule I've carried over from 19 is if you do a solid fertilizer first, then you need to do a liquid second, and vice versa. So the fertilizer that we put on these plants earlier was a solid fertilizer. We're now going to go and get one that can do liquid fertilizer in the sprayer. Now, if I rolled over this in my tractor, we would destroy the crops. And I'm not going to show you how to do that, but we would. It would leave a trail straight through the middle of the field or wherever we drove, and it would be gone. So this is another thing you need to pay attention to. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go on. I'm just going to press P. Quick and easy way to get to the shop. I'm just going to have a quick nosy into sales. No sales? No. And what we need to do is have a look for something we can use, and that is sprayers. So we used fertilizer spreaders last time, okay, and we're going to use a sprayer this time. So that, again, we can use these here. One goes on the front of the tractor, one goes on the back of the tractor, okay. Nice and simple, does 24 meters, perfect. Have a look at these. We're going to fill them up with fertilizer. We're going to have to do all that jazz at the shop. So we're going to just double click into this one. We're going to just lease it. Oh, you know what? We're going to buy it. We've got the cash. So that will hold 1,500 litres. Okay, yep, excellent. I'm going to go into the Mega 1,200 tank as well. So this is the main tank here. It holds 1,200 litres, 24 metre width, and of course 7 miles per hour. So we're going to double click on that again, and we're going to buy that as well. I didn't really see $34,000. Okay, no comment. Excellent. So that's done and dusted. We're going to jump into the tractor because we need to do something for our tractor as well. So I'll see you at the shop. So we're just pulling into the shop here now, folks. There is our equipment in front of us. You can see the leftover bag that we're probably going to sell back actually to the shop. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to head over to the workshop here. So it's where that little spanner icon is, because we need to do a configuration of our tractor. So I'm just going to jump out, turn the engine off, escape, get out of here by pressing E. So you'll see we've got these big normal tires on. We need to change those to enable us to use the equipment safely, basically by not destroying our crops. So press R when you get to the spanner. This will bring up your tractor, and we can repair it or repaint it. That's not what we're here for. You go to customize, and it takes you into this menu again. So we can do all the customization we want if we wanted to here. What I want to do is change the tires. I'm not going to worry about the brand. We need to change to narrow tires. It's going to cost us $1,000, but once we've done this, we can then go between narrow and wide free of charge. So we're going to get the narrow tires. We're just going to have a look and see what else they have. Yeah, standard wide. We're going to go through the wide narrow tires here, and we are going to then customize that, and then yes, $1,000 to do that. It's been changed. So now our tractor looks a little bit skinnier. It's got the thin tires on here. We'll go and pick up our equipment, and then what we'll do is I will then buy some fertilizer. So we're going to go and buy the fertilizer. Okay, so what we're looking for is liquid fertilizer. Okay, so we don't have anything. This is all solid fertilizer. I'm just going through the options to show you. Big bags, it's always solid fertilizer. So you're looking at these pallets here, and liquid fertilizer. Okay, you can also buy it in like bags, or bags of liquid fertilizer as well, if you want to, but yeah, this is the price. So you just again click on it, tells you this is $6,000, or sorry, 6,000 liters worth of liquid fertilizer for 9,600. For liquid fertilizer, 2,000 liters, so less liters, and 3,200. I think we're going to only need 2,000 liters, so we'll just take that. Okay, so double click on that and buy. If we need some more, I'll sort that out. Okay folks, we are back, and we're going to get stuck in straight away. Just going to come down here. Hopefully we should have enough, like I said, and we'll be away laughing. I'm just going to get in here. I think we should be fine. Now see, I'm driving over the crop field there, and there's no damage to the crops because our tires. So unfold X. Okay, so we're all unfolded. Alright, so we can lower it if we want, or raise it, but we're good where we are, and we are going to press, I'm just going to press G now, so we're actually dealing with the correct tank. So if I can lower it, but that's just no good to us, so we want to leave it up high. Of course, we can press B now to turn her on, and let's rock and roll. So what this is going to do is give us our second dose of the field here. Just trying to make sure I get it all. I know the end part did have some as well. I'm going to turn that off now. Whoa. Just to save a little bit, and I'm going to turn it back on now here as we go through. So there is, if I press the F1 menu, you can see there the partial width part at the bottom. We can change the width of our sprayer. So basically it just turns on and off a certain section of it. So and we'll try and bring that in when we come around to the next row here. So that's all good. I'm going to turn her off. Now it's something I don't use much, to be honest. I'm going to just fold this while we get back into position here. What I normally do in my Elm Creek series, please feel free to check that out. I had to end prematurely, but I did a couple of 2 or 3 seasons, well, about 4 seasons in there anyhow. But what you can do is get a seeder, like I've mentioned before, that actually seeds and fertilizers on the first dose, and then with the second time around it's a lot easier. So there's a lot of options out there. So we're going to unfold this. I just need to make sure I could get around there. And while that's doing its business, let's just quickly jump into the PDA here and just check out the fertilized state, and you'll see we've got all that strip done. Yeah, good. We're ready to go for the second dose now. So we need to the partial width. Okay, so by holding Control Z we can check and we can change the partial width now. I think we should be okay on that side. I'm just going to push it, turn it on. Okay, we can see, yeah, we're not too bad there. I think we're going to probably look at just taking it to there. I think that's a good one there. All right, and I'll just make sure. So we've just taken the width down a little bit in terms of what part of the sprayer is active. Again, you don't have to do this because from my experience playing this game, it's not going to fertilize it. Like if we left this on full width, the section of grass that we're going over, it's not going to fertilize it, so it's not going to worry about it. You know, you're not going to waste any fertilizer as such. Where it would come into effect would be basically if you're doing maybe there's another field there or something like that. But still, you know, it's always good, especially if you are doing a narrow strip that's left over. So Control Z will change the partial width there. And again, you can set up your key binds if you want to do separate keys for that. So we should be all good to go here now. Just get to the very end. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll turn it off. And I'll just fold it up and we'll go back to our PDA. So back in our PDA now, you can see we've done both fields with a second dose of fertilizer. So we're just going to park the tractor over here because there's not much more for us to do now. It's just leave it and love it. Look at that beautiful field in front of us. That only got done for demonstration purposes of a cultivator and stone picking. Ladies and gentlemen, that's weeds. But I'm not going to show you how to deal with the weeds at this stage because hopefully if you've done it right the first time, you should be good to go. Just refer back to the weeds video, and that's how you can get rid of weeds in the first instance when they're nice and young. And the same application, if they do get tall like that, is to basically get a sprayer like this and put in, obviously, weed killer. But I don't double touch with that much at all, so I'm not going to bring that to you. Apologies. So all we have to do basically now is just kick back, relax, and wait for it to grow, and then we get back to the circle of life and we can do some harvesting. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages, I am actually going to leave this here. We are going to push into a part 3 because I am going to come back and we are going to harvest both fields. I know we did the harvest already for the wheat in the first ever episode, but the canola, we're going to do them both. Let's finish it off where we started, harvesting the crops, and we've done 2 fields, full cycles here now. So you've got a really good, hopefully, understanding, and hopefully this has all helped you. But we are going to come back for a 3rd one just to give you a bit of love, get to finish it off with harvesting. All right, folks, I am Parkera as always. Thank you for joining me. If you've got any questions, queries, or comments, please hit me down below. More than happy to help the best I can. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. I am Parkera. Kia kaha. Yeah.